So I wanted to make this video because I've been hearing a lot of conversations about how um, our government has an inability to get things done. In terms of passing the laws that we want to see get passed, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and just the overall effectiveness of our politicians and our government. And I'm hearing a lot of conversations about that, and I just want to bring some clarity that it is not the government's decision what laws get put into place and what laws don't get put into place, what policies do and don't get put into place. To a degree, it is because they hold the office, but the ultimate decision is with us, and that's the people. Um, we let our voice be heard, our collective voice be heard, and put public pressure on politicians to put laws in place that we want to see. And if they don't do that, then we remove them from office and put somebody into office that does put the laws into place that we want to see. And that's the basic, that's the whole structure that we have in place. But I feel like we're losing our part in that. When we're talking about it's their decision, it's not their decision, because no matter how much a politician is getting paid by a lobbyist from a corporation or a business, the people control the office itself. Who goes in, who comes out, and so that supersedes all that, any kind of money that they're getting from, and that's what's happening right now. The laws are favoring the corporations because the corporations are exercising their monetary influence over the office. But we have the real pressure. We like the real fire. And so if we want something different, it's just a matter of strategic collective action and making it known that we want something different, and then we put that in place, and then that's that. And so I wanna say a little bit about strategic collective action. What exactly is that? I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy, because you need a lot of people. Part of the collective is having a lot of people involved with it, because we're talking about the political system. And when you're talking about the political system, you're talking about numbers, because you have to get people out in a certain amount of numbers to influence offices, right? So if you're talking about, and it depends on where you're at in the country, and what kind of election you're talking about. You may be talking about 5,000 people for something as small as a local election, or 10,000 people up to 20 or 30,000 people for like a citywide election to get elected. Anywhere up to 500,000, a million for mayor or governor, again depending on your city or state. So long story short, this is what the strategic collective action is all about. So, but let's dig a little bit deeper in that, and then how do you bring about that public participation? Well, to me, it's an easy sell. Do you want a better life? Do you want more access to opportunities and resources? Do you want more jobs in your community? Do you want more money and different zones, residential, commercial, industrial, like wherever it is you're trying to go? Do you want different educational mandates in place? All of this is within the realm of our control. And I think most people's answer to those questions would be yes. Like, yes, I want a better life. Yes, I want more job opportunities for myself and my family and my children, and for my community. I want more money flowing. I want more resources available. Yes, yes, yes. That's a no-brainer. And so answering yes to that means that in principle, you are supporting this idea of strategic collective action. So what does that look like on a really practical level? It looks like, and I love y'all, and I love everybody, you know what I mean? But let's just have an honest conversation. It means, if you can spend an hour on the scandal, and you can spend, an hour on the Empire and the America's Next Top Model and the Next Top Cooking Show. If you can spend an hour on all that, You can spend an hour, walking down to City Hall and letting your local politicians or your city politicians, your municipalities, letting them know that you're supporting this thing. 100,000 people running up on City Hall is not a sight politicians want to see, because they know some shit is about to go down, and there's going to be some changes that they're probably not going to like, and that their lobbyist friends are not going to like. But it doesn't matter, because that's not what they're there for. The purpose of the government is to serve the common good, and so it doesn't matter their personal feelings on the situation. And so this idea of strategic collective action, you get enough people together that agree on certain points, and then you let the politicians know this is what we want. And then any politician that doesn't follow through with that, you remove them from office and put someone else into office. You vote them out, and that's the civil way of doing it. There are hastier ways of doing it, as in your term is over now, and we're going to replace you now. For extreme cases. But, the bottom line is we control the office, we control who's elected, and so we control the decisions. It's not their decision. Obama had the thing where he was like, he wanted to make community colleges free, and he wanted to do this and to do that. And one of the big criticisms from Obama, and I have my own of Obama, but one of the big criticisms that I think is unfair is, he hasn't been able to get a lot of stuff done because, the Republicans, quote unquote, even though it's the same, there aren't two political parties. It's one political party, and it's the business party in two factions. One, you get a little bit, and the other one, you get whatever you can fight for, whatever you can maneuver for. That's off topic, though. But one of the criticisms is that he hasn't been able to, pass stuff because of the Republican Congress or whatever. No. If we want free community colleges, if we want universal health care, if we want money to come to, to build educational infrastructure instead of going to pay military budgets overseas, we make that decision. And we let the politicians know this is the decision we're making. Get on board or you're getting off board. And that's it. That is the end of the conversation. And that's what we need to get back into realize. And that this idea of public participation and really focusing in on influencing and controlling these political offices is controlling the political offices puts us in control of distribution of resources and funds and throughout the city. That's how funds get distributed. That's how different resources get distributed. Who decides what money goes where, what subsidies go where, what taxes go where, what zones go where. This is all decided at the political level. So yes, if you want to see more of these opportunities, these economic opportunities, these business opportunities, these livelihood opportunities, then yes, support this movement. That's a simple sell. So I mean, that's really it. I think that just getting back to this idea that if we want to improve the quality of life, that we need to come together, and we don't have to agree on everything, but there are certain things that we all universally agree on. And we can come together and we can emphasize those points and get those things implemented. The government, not the government, but we'll say Apple and Microsoft and a lot of these tech companies, they outsource a lot of jobs, right, over to overseas for different locations because the money's less. But the government allows them to do that. Now, what if we say, you know what, we don't want those jobs over in Indonesia or Taiwan or China. We want those jobs in the United States. That's it. We say that, it goes into law, and then it's done, and then they can't do that anymore, and then those jobs come back home. That's it. This is an easy fix. Another example: the government gives out in the form of quantitative easing through the Federal Reserve. They give out trillions. They've given out trillions throughout these last couple calendar years, these fiscal years. Just like a few $100 billion every month, or a few $100 billion every month. I don't know what the number is. I know it's ridiculous though. And it's called quantitative easing, and they're not just giving it, but they're giving it to selected pockets of people. But your name could very well be on that check. Our name could very well on that check. That check could come to the neighborhoods. $3 billion could do a lot for the New York streets, and I'm sure a lot of other streets out in the country. So we need some quantitative easing, and it's all within our reach. We just have to say we want it, and then put people in office who are going to do it. It's that simple. It's that simple. So this is just a little PSA. Just some info. All right. Keep fighting out there, y'all, man. Power to the people, y'all. All right, peace.